I'm your host, Donna Cates, and each week we'll dive into powerful stories, expert strategies, and practical tools to help you take charge of your financial future. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating a divorce, or simply looking to build your wealth with confidence, this is your space to grow, learn, and thrive. Let's get started with today's podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome. And I'm excited to introduce you to Libra Forde, who works with the Women's Foundation of Oregon. Thanks for joining us today, Libra.
Thank you for having me, Donna. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I am excited to have you here. So, I'm really eager to delve deep into your career journey this morning. And I'd love it if you could give us a 90-second overview of what you do and why you got into it.
Mm. Well, I'm currently the executive director for Women's Foundation of Oregon. Women's Foundation of Oregon focuses on three main things. We're a philanthropic organization, so we do grant making to organizations that focus on women and girls across Oregon. And then we also do research on women and girls for the state of Oregon, and it informs policy. And then we also work with our community and learning about how you stay informed about policy and advocating for a policy that you enjoy.
Wow. So, impacting a lot of people with the work that you do.
We try.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And tell me, what is the biggest problem that you see in your industry, especially being a philanthropic organization, and what are you doing to solve those issues?
Yeah, one of our biggest challenges, or that our grantee comes to us about, is funding things that are not necessarily programmatic. So a lot of times grants will cover the specificity of a program. So you service young ladies that want to learn how to play an instrument. They'll pay for that to happen, but they don't pay for the administration costs for your organization to exist. In addition to that, we often find that many of the organizations that do this work are hard set, and so they're challenged with some of the mindset of the work. So the hard skills of taxes, the hard skills of audits, and so those are kind of the two main areas that we find are the biggest challenges for nonprofits that come to our table, and that's where we try to fund them. So all of our funds are non-restrictive and they're not specific to any program. They're just specific to the organization. And then once we fund you, we do a thing called Beyond the Check, where we help you with technical skills. And so you can call us at any time and we'll make sure that we work with you, because everyone that works at WFO was from a nonprofit. So we're very well versed in those areas.
Oh, that's fabulous. And I was going to ask another question, and that you may have just given me the answer, but let's expound. What makes you unique in the way that you're helping others?
Yeah. Yeah, I think our uniqueness is that unrestricted funding model. The other thing that's really unique about us is how people apply for funding with us. So we have a very short application. It is very simple, 7 questions. Three of those questions are: what's your name, what's your phone number, what's your contact information? And we're asking our grantees to dream in the application. So a lot less of the kind of typical applications can be very stressful for a grantee, and these are more like, so why did you start doing this work in the first place, and helping them to drop their shoulders and feel more comfortable so we can build a real relationship with them.
That's got to be really empowering, because I can say personally, as a small business owner, I'm actually in the process of researching grant opportunities for small businesses. And I know nothing about what I'm seeing, and it's stressful.
It
So
is.
you making it simple in focusing on the emotions and the why behind
Yeah.
what people are doing, that's got to be really
Oh,
empowering
it
for them.
is. And I mean, the history of philanthropy was to fill the gap where public dollars weren't, right? And so it really was this kind of um, warm blanket, right? Like Carnegie is really well known for historically starting foundations years ago in the early 1900s. And I think it's really important that we get back to that. I think we've gotten away from trusting each other as humans, and so you start to make your application complicated, you make your process complicated, and then everyone, there's really no trust there. And so once you lose trust, the work is also challenged because people are stressed out, and so they're no longer doing the work at a high level.
Yeah, I totally relate with everything that you just said. So tell me, where do you see your industry going over the next 5 to 10 years, and how are you staying on top of that?
I think it's changing every day as we speak, but I think philanthropic dollars should do more of the gap filling intentionally. So I do think that a lot of philanthropic organizations and their intention is usually to fill a gap, but they've gotten into this kind of autonomy where they do it their way and their circles, and it's not very collaborative. And I think we need to get back to being more collaborative with the state, with the city, with the county, where we can really see where the gaps are and help fill them so that communities can really feel it more immediately. In addition to that, I think that we need to do more in trusting the organizations that are doing the work. That's one thing that I really stand strong on. I know trust philanthropy is a new thing that a lot of philanthropists are talking about. It sounds good on paper, but I'd like to see us really do it better and really trust that the experts that are coming to us for the funds know what they're doing. They do this on a daily basis. We don't have to nitpick them. We don't have to be helicopters over them. Let them do the work so we can see the successes.
Yeah, that just to have the freedom to do what needs to be done and not be highly supervised, right?
Yes.
Right. Or micromanaged, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right. Awesome. I'm going to make this a little personal now. What
Okay.
is the biggest challenge that you faced in your life so far, whether that's personal or professional, and how has that shaped the way you do business?
Oh man. So I am a believer that challenges are a good thing. I believe that all your tragedies can turn into triumphs, and that is because I am a domestic violence survivor. And in that, my children also were a part of that. And so, one of the things that I believe that I've done well is come out of that and actually began to thrive. It's taken us years to get here, but in that experience, it's helped me not be afraid of challenges. It's helped me not be afraid of the climb. It's helped me not be afraid of really hitting the balance between responsibility and challenges head on. And because I know that once I go through it and really work through it and don't miss any step, that the other side is just beautiful. And so I'm thankful for my experience. I think I could have learned it in a different way, but I did learn it, and I take that every day. And my best compliment from a staff member years ago, when I do performance reviews, I always ask them, like, what can I do for you more? How can I be better? And they said to me that they admired the fact that I don't run from hard things. And I really, like, to this day, it's something that I live with, because that is something that after that experience, I decided to be a person not afraid of hard things.
That is so awesome. And I hate that you had that experience, but I'm grateful that you're sharing how you learned from it, and just your attitude. And I literally I wrote down the tragedy to triumph.
Mhm.
That's a powerful phrase right there.
Absolutely.
And I think too, if we can kind of get out of our own um, careful in my words here, and with our own self-pity or being a
Mhm.
victim or something, if we can get through that
Yeah,
and look for the silver lining. I mean, the thing that I know from personal experience is we're going to keep getting the same lesson
absolutely.
until we learn from it. It may
Absolutely.
look different every time,
Yep.
but we're
Yep.
going
I
to
tell
get
my
it.
kids all the time, it usually comes as a whisper. The key is to listen to the whisper, because it gets louder. You don't want to listen to it when it's screaming at you, because that's when it's just chaos.
I'm putting that down too. That's really powerful. Listen to the whisper for the love, right?
Exactly.
Because we're going to get louder and louder. And
Oh
you
yeah,
guys don't listen now while it's a gentle whisper.
that's
I
right.
love that. Awesome. Okay, here's another personal question. If you could have lunch with one person, whether they're living or deceased, who would that be and why?
Oh, it'd be my grandmother. Um, oh man, I might get emotional.
It's okay.
Um, yeah, I've learned so much from her, and so much of who I am is because of her. Um, but I never got to tell her that.
Mm,
And so I would love to just tell her. She didn't work. Um, she didn't finish high school. Um, she wasn't, I guess, what most, I guess, women today would look up to. But man, I look up to her.
Mm,
She was so strong.
that's awesome. Well, and I know wherever she is now, she's appreciating
Oh,
you
absolutely.
sharing that,
And
right?
everyone that comes to my house and enjoys my cooking, it is her. She was the best cook I've ever experienced in my life. And I spent lots of time in the kitchen with her, watching her, admiring her, excited because I knew it was going to be amazing. And then after she would cook, she'd stick her head out the door and she screamed down the block. If anyone's hungry, I've got food. And my family didn't come from a lot of money, but just those things. It's the reason why I am who I am, watching her.
That's amazing. Awesome. Well, I know that it was very heart touching, and I appreciate the tears there. So,
Yeah.
well, tell me this: if people want to reach out to you, support your organization, learn how to work with you, where do they find you?
Oh yeah, Women's Foundation of Oregon.org. If you just Google us, it's a little easier because we use a few shortened versions of like foundation because it's just so long. So if you
Mhm.
just Google Women's Foundation of Oregon, you'll find us. And we've got an Instagram, a Facebook page, and a LinkedIn page that you're welcome to also follow us on, where we keep everyone informed in what we're doing and what we're up to, and opportunities to learn about other grantees that we funded. So if you want to volunteer with them or get involved with them, we also share that information on all of those pages.
Okay, awesome. I don't know if you are aware yet, but I've already requested to link with you on LinkedIn
Oh,
because
okay, I'll go on there.
I'm very passionate about connecting and helping people get connected with those
Nice.
that can benefit them.
I
So
love
I'll
it.
be following your social media as well.
Thank
So
you.
awesome.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you being a guest with us today. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I hope today's conversation left you feeling inspired, informed, and ready to take the next step in your financial journey. Remember, building wealth isn't just about money, it's also about creating a life that aligns with your goals and values. If you found this episode valuable, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with the women in your life who deserve financial empowerment too. Until next time, stay confident, stay empowered, and keep building the life you desire.